Hell, you couldn't punch too. Ripped off some nerves. So hell, you couldn't punch too. Ripped off some nerves. So Hell, you couldn't want to. Bring on some air. So. Hell, you couldn't want to.
Bolinha. Tu achou essa bolinha aqui? Sim. Ele é atleta? Eu organizado. Aí aqui, ó. Pega.
É o quê?
Quem é atleta?
Eu só falo bosta.
Tira a ideia de Fulimano dos caras que você
Nossa, não vou nem sair com essa.
Parou na bolinha? Na bolinha? É só isso?
Time jogo faz uma. Eu aqui tá esse jogo aí.
O PSL nunca
Ah, eu pensei esse aqui.
vai que jogo quase.
Os treinos no dia 3 foi só um. Tá, mas foi só o principal ou não? Foi bandeirinha?
Que clube? Ah, não, foi dois vezes.
evangélico, né?
Ele tava lá no...
Ele sempre vai pra igreja, mas ele nunca vai pra igreja. Todo domingo ele vai.
Graças a Deus.
Vai pra Católica, eu acho.
Onde ele for, eu fico feliz.
Ele vai pro João Zagueiro.
Eu nem sabia que... Nem sabia qual que era a nossa. Parece que é mas na coisa da área.
Ele
Ele é sozinho.
fizeram uma linha de 5, será que eles estão jogando?
Esse 10 tem cara de bom pra caralho. Ele parece que tá demais. Parece o
Pro jogo, sabe?
Boa!
Chamando pra mim. Ele tá com escola ainda.
Quem tá com isso?
Olha o Dile lá na maca lá com a Amanda.
Não é o Diego aí não, pô. É o Diego. Dá uma massagem de pescoço, né?
Só tem ele
Derrubo ele.
desse jeito.
Vamos, Fernando, vamos, Fernando.
Pra cima, Bernardo.
Vamos, Fernando.
Ah, eles vão ter muito espaço.
Ô Bernardo, leva o cara, leva o cara.
Vai, Tiliano, baixa não, Renan, baixa não. Vai subindo, Lázaro. Vai saindo, vai saindo, vai saindo. Levando mais, vai levando mais. Olha o espaço que tem na frente da defesa.
Tem muito espaço aqui.
É que o Renan tem que ser vermelho, tá? Se enfrenta na lateral.
Se tocar um gol, vamos ser
Não, parece, mas olha o espaço que tem nas costas, eu sinto diferente. O jogo é isso aí, lançamento.
Hey. What?
É pra botar o gol? Só botar o gol? Eu coloco, pode deixar. É só o gol? Então, de boa.
You may have a technical issue. Trying to determine if it's at my end or not. I think it probably is. Hopefully folks can hear me now. So I apologise for that, and I'm going to have to restate everything from the top. So I apologise for that technical snafu entirely on my end. But for right now, let's watch USF attacking down the left-hand side. Their first meaningful attack of the game. Good ball into the box. Not able to be gathered up by the Lakeland goalkeeper. Survive that scare and begin to carry the ball out down their right-hand side. Give you all the details on the game here in just a moment, just as soon as things quieten down a little bit. USF, though, doing a good job of repossessing the ball and now looking to break. Earning themselves a throw-in the process. So again, I apologise for the earlier snafu. My name is Mark Turner. I'm your broadcaster today with Veda Media, covering this friendly match between home team Lakeland United and the visitors USF. Lakeland United in the blue, attacking from right to left. USF, quite obviously, in the all-white strip, going from left to right on your screen. Coming at you today from Bryant Stadium in Lakeland, Florida, where it is a balmy 78 degrees. Seems a little strange to say that on the 2nd of February, but that's Florida for you. However, as you can see, we have some significant cloud cover, which is going to make the conditions a little bit muggy. So we'll see if and how that affects the play as the game wears on. Pretty even-handed start, Lakeland having the bulk of possession early on. USF finding their way into the match now. Should be a pretty well-contested match. Lakeland United plying their trade in the United Premier Soccer League. I've actually covered their games a few times over the last year, and I've always been very impressed by how they play soccer. Highly combative, very technical team. No significant weaknesses. Hunt in packs, transition well as a unit. Great ball over the top there to the USC striker. They have an opportunity to get one on frame here. Good work though from... Oh, and then maybe a free kick there, possibly. Maybe even a penalty. I'm not sure exactly where that infringement took place. But there was definitely a coming together, and it looks like it might just be outside the box. Production team on the spot there, giving us a good replay. Excellent defensive work there. The follow-up, not so glorious. Definitely a connection with the player before the ball, and that has led to a free kick. Could have been worse, though, an extra yard or two forward. We'd be looking at a penalty kick. As it is, USF with a really good sight in the 7th minute on Lakeland's goal. Looks like Payton might be the taker. Number 11 for USF. He steps over. Shot on frame, and it's in the back of the net! Fantastic free kick. Well hidden by Payton. It looked like he was going to try and swing it in with his left foot. In fact, it was number 19, Poiras, who bent the ball, I think, around the wall. Did the wall break? No, it actually looks like the ball may have broken. Lakeland United defender on the extreme of the wall, just stepping out to create that gap. And that was all Poiras needed. Poiras leaving Jacob Stutzman in the Lakeland United goal, scrambling to get across his goal. And a wonderfully struck shot found its way into the back of the net. And USF have the lead after 8 minutes. Again, number 19, Poiras, with a wonderful free kick. Lakeland now looking to try and answer immediately on the attack at the other end. Tame shot, though, making it easy for Jay in the USF goal to gather the ball up. So I just got done saying I think this should be a closely contested match, and it has been for the first almost 10 minutes. Again, Lakeland United, no mugs. Really good soccer club who know their stuff. USF, though, have a great program down there in southern Florida. They also know how to play some soccer. They certainly know how to dispatch a free kick, as we just saw. So we could be in for an excellent game here, despite the fact it's only a friendly. This could be a really fun contest for us to enjoy this afternoon. USF now with a free kick just inside Lakeland's half. The outcome was not what Lakeland United would have wanted. USF making the most of the dead ball situation. So let me give you a quick rundown of the starting 11s, although I suspect these aren't entirely accurate, given that Poiras has scored for USF, and I have him here listed as a sub, so I'm assuming he must have been a late switch. But I'll give you the starting 11s as I have them. For the home team, Lakeland United, number 1, Jacob Stutzman, number 17, Luca Barbosa, number 57, Rocco Escobar, number 58, Lazaro, Emmanuel, number 33, Frank Cue, number 28, Maximiliano Yalaf, number 39, Eduardo Toledo, number 16, Renan Capuano Martins, number 9, Paulo Fares, number 26, Milan Shivraman, and number 43, Bernardo Ramos. Lakeland trying to start an attack there, getting called back by the referee. The ball goes back to USF, maybe for a throw-in. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Looking for options, decides to go down the line. USF doing a great job of contesting every ball. Good scrappiness from Lakeland, though, but ultimately giving up free kicks all over the field. This one doesn't look as dangerous as the last, of course. It's much further out. I do like, though, that Lakeland have this tendency to hunt in packs. They don't leave players isolated. They try to fight for the ball from every angle, getting bodies engaged as quickly as possible. On this occasion, though, being a little heavy-handed, giving up the free kick to USF, who are probably going to try and drift that ball into the centre of defence. Oh, wonderful ball! Could have had at least 2 connections there. USF are going to want that one back. That was a great free kick into the danger zone. 2 players coming in, well, one in the centre of the box, one on the back post, neither able to make a meaningful connection. Otherwise, that could have been 2-0. And now it's Lakeland breaking the other end. Wonderful work from Ramos, number 43. Tucking the ball inside. Lakeland losing the momentum a little bit, trying to recycle the ball. Nice touch. Can we get a shot off? Excellent defence from USF. Really nice touch to go around the corner of the defender. Not able to get the shot off, though. Cover. Making sure that the danger was extinguished. Give you the starting 11 for USF. In goal, number 0, Jay. Peyton at number 11. Marias at number 5. Jacob Z, number 13. Alejandro, number 15. Number 21 is Nico. Number 22 is Aiden. Number 23 is Farsi. Number 7 is Lucas. Number 18 is Ria, as to who he was switched out for late on, I would assume. Did the ball go out there? Referee determines that it did. It's going to be a throw to Lakeland United. So for those of you joining the game late, Poyraz did a wonderful job of dispatching it on the 8th minute to give USF, our visitors here today, the lead early on. Oh, lovely work out on the left-hand side. Really nice work from Ramos. He's been a bright spark early doors. Carried the ball just a couple of minutes ago. Slaloming through the USF's midfield, and there, some wonderful trickery, little drag back to get around his marker. Ultimately, it becomes a throw-in. Lakeland looking to get men in the box, try and create something here. Good strength from USF, though. They've got some big boys out there. USF looking to play the ball out the back. Seems to be the modern way. It's like any team that doesn't do that these days is considered Luddite. One of the days when you used to be able to ping the ball out to the big man up top and have him hold it up, waiting runners. Very rarely see that anymore. I think it's good to mix it up. It's good to have that in your locker as well, but like I said, anymore, plan A is always to play the ball out of the back, which can work very effectively, but of course can also be dangerous as well, as Manchester City demonstrated today against Arsenal, who secured an emphatic victory against the current Premier League champions. Hey, I'm English. You know, I wasn't going to go the entire broadcast without mentioning the Premier League. For right now, though, let's focus on USF. We're trying to break down the left-hand side. Ball rolls out of play. That's one thing you will notice with artificial turf. If a ball is skipping or bouncing, it tends to pick up pace more quickly and just doesn't stop. Makes it hard sometimes to judge through balls or get on the end of bouncing balls. Certainly a very, very different dynamic to grass, especially in these conditions, as I mentioned earlier. About 78 degrees here at Bryant Stadium in Lakeland, Florida. With lots of cloud cover, it's very muggy, very sweltery. It's probably going to make for a bit of a greasy surface. Ramos earning the free kick, I think, for Lakeland. Here on the left-hand side. Maybe Kue rolls the ball in. Capano Martins. No quarter asked, no quarter given there. Well, I say no quarter given. USF player on the floor asking the referee to administer a card. Personally, I don't care for that. And obviously in the top flight, that is frowned upon. Referees, in fact, will give a card to the player asking for a card in those circumstances. You have to let the officials do their job. Either way, no cards for either player. It's USF with the deep free kick. Headed out well by Lakeland. USF, though, regaining possession. Long ball drifted over the top. Headed by... Oh, just went wide of the post. I didn't think that was going to trouble the goalkeeper. He certainly made a show of it, though. Stutzman and the Lakeland United goal. Maybe that, making that look a bit more significant than it was. It was just a nodded on header. It wasn't directed with any venom. Never really going to trouble Stutzman. He threw himself to the floor, though. Made it look good as the ball went harmlessly past the post. And so, as we enter the 17th minute, it is still visitors USF, University of Southern Florida, with a 1-0 lead over the United Premier Soccer League host team here, Lakeland United. Again, this is just a friendly. You wouldn't know it, though, to watch the game so far. It's been, again, very hotly contested. Both teams really getting stuck in. Seeing some good soccer so far. But only the one goal in it, as Lakeland United look to try and even things up. It comes to Ramos. We've loved seeing so far. He gets the ball back. He's trying to tiptoe through the USF defence. And just to keep the ball in, though, I tell you, this guy is an absolute dynamo. Well, the referees are judging the ball went out. I'm not sure if it's a goal kick. It is a goal kick. It's hard to see from this distance whether the whole of the ball crossed the whole of the line. Ramos certainly didn't give up on it. The linesman is better positioned than we are and determined that it did indeed go out of play. Like I was saying, though, Bernardo Ramos, absolute dynamo. Been at the heart of everything Lakeland United have done offensively so far. I think if they are able to get on the score sheet, he's going to have a hand in it in some way, shape or form. Bad ball across the box. Maybe an opportunity for Lakeland United. It is, and it's dispatched with great calm. A mistake from USF. Swinging the ball across their back line, but not managing to connect the pass. Lakeland United intercept. Just trying to determine who your goal scorer was. I think it was Paulo Ferreira, number 9. All kinds of calm in that situation. The ball fell at his feet. Took a touch, drew the goalkeeper, and passed it into the back of the net. Beautifully done by Ferreira. And so, the 18th minute, we have a tied game. Lakeland United now registering their first goal of the match, cancelling out the earlier effort by Puraz from USF. One apiece. USF, though, back on the attack. Looking to try get back into the ascendancy. Don't hate that shot. That was a nice snap effort from Capuano Martins. He had a ton of space. The Lakeland defence just backing off of him, so give it a go. And he did. He had good power. And unfortunately, height was off and really needed to aim for one of the corners. I think it was one of those instances of just get your foot through it, try and trouble the goalkeeper, see where it ends up. Not a whole lot of finesse, but if that ball had been maybe a foot lower, it had troubled the Lakeland goalkeeper. Talking about troubling goalkeepers, Lakeland are trying to trouble USF's now. It might be a free kick. It is. Ramos right on the edge of the box. Again, that was almost within penalty kick territory. I'd love to see that one again when our production team get a second. Ramos right on the edge of the box there. Spanish marker got chopped down unceremoniously, and so Lakeland United with the free kick in a dangerous position out here on the far left. Bodies in the box, plenty to aim for. USF did a good job with their most dangerous free kick so far, scoring from it. Let's see what Lakeland United can do with this effort. It's a shot. I think it ricocheted. Well, I thought it ricocheted off the wall, but I think it literally just spooned up. Goal scorer, number 9, Ferreira. Actually, I think it was number 19 on second viewing. Either way, the fact that we can't clearly identify that player is probably something that player is quite happy about. That wasn't the greatest free kick you'll ever see.
Frigo tá aí? Frigo é o primeiro.
Didn't create an opportunity for a teammate, didn't trouble the USF goalkeeper Jay in any way, shape or form.
Não, escolhe dois aí.
And so the score remains 1-1 here in the 21st minute. Ramos getting clipped. Referee might want to have a word here, because I'm not going to go so far as to suggest Ramos has been targeted, and whenever he's on the ball he's dangerous, and so certainly the opposing players need to get tight and need to be alert to the threat that he possesses. But he has been knocked to the floor unceremoniously now a few times. One thing I will say is the USF players do seem to be passing the baton in that one. No one player is targeting Ramos. Different players are having a nibble. When you have a player with that kind of quality, he does need to be protected by the referee so he doesn't end up getting injured. I have no problem with teams shutting down danger men, but it has to be legally. And if it's repeatedly illegal, then the officials probably need to step in. Right now, though, USF looking to try and create down the left-hand side, and there's another hasty tackle. I don't think anyone told these two teams that this is a friendly match. They're both playing like it's a cup final, which is exactly what their coaches want. USF drifting the ball into the backside. Oh, lovely header, and what a great save! Good hands from Jacob Stutzman in the Lakeland United goal. Wasn't sure that free kick was going anywhere. Wonderful header. Look at that fantastic athleticism from Stutzman. That's a difficult height for a goalkeeper. It's kind of right around knee height. And it's hard for a keeper to get down that quickly and get a strong hand on the ball, but that's exactly what Stutzman did, leading to a corner. USF delivering into the box, headed out well from Lakeland. Pop back in from USF, another header! Stutzman again! I think getting his hands on the ball. Maybe that one eluded him. Take a second look at this. Headed wide. Yep, just over Stutzman's fingertips. I think it was going wide either way, so it's probably a good thing that he didn't connect on that occasion. It would have led to an unnecessary corner. Well, I'm going to suggest, alongside the free kick from Poiraz in the 8th minute, which was an absolute peach, that save from Stutzman needs to be in the half-time highlight reel. That was a wonderful display of athleticism and reflexes from Jacob Stutzman. Keeping the game tied up. Lakeland United now, though, looking to break down the left-hand side. Tucking the ball inside. Maintaining possession. But having to go back. Long swinger from Emmanuel. Out to the right-hand side. Great ball. Unable to be gathered in by his teammate. He gets applauded for that cross-field pass, and well he might. But unfortunately, it's out of play. USF with the throw-in.
Ele quebrou o liquidificador deles, porque ele tem que, tipo, ir lá pra abrir o freezer. E daí ele puxou, daí, tipo, ele mexeu muito a geladeira e caiu de cima da geladeira e ele quebrou.
Água, mano. Famoso tempo técnico, né, paizão?
We have a break in play here, midway through the first half, as I mentioned. Conditions, it's almost 80 degrees, and with the cloud cover, it's very muggy indeed. So even though it's not bright sunshine, you can guarantee these players are sweating buckets. Need to take fluids on board in order to be safe, and so that's what they're doing here, midway through the first half. Very entertaining first 25 minutes. Our hosts, Lakeland United of the United Premier Soccer League here at Bryant Stadium in Lakeland, Florida. welcoming the University of Southern Florida, the Bulls, to their stadium for this friendly match. Game got off to a hot start in the 8th minute. Poiraz for USF dispatching a wonderful free kick from just outside the box. Good work in the lead up by Peyton. It looked like he was going to get his left foot on the ball. Instead, he stepped over the ball, allowing Poiraz to drill it through a gap, in the defensive wall, leaving Stutzman in the Lakeland goal. No chance at all. And then a very evenly balanced match. Before on the 18th minute, number 9, Farace, Lakeland United. I think he's their top goal scorer this season. Certainly he took his goal like he was. Mistake from USF trying to swing the ball from right to left across the face of defence. The ball got intercepted, found its way to Farace, who still had work to do. He was inside the box, but he needed to take a touch to settle the ball down before very calmly dispatching it past Jay in the USF goal. And that leveled things up, and that's where we are for right now. During this break, I mentioned the Premier League earlier. I'm going to have to brag on my team. I apologise. Sorry, not sorry. I'm a Nottingham Forest fan. They had a historic victory yesterday, dispatching Brighton and Hove Albion by a score of 7-0. Yes, you heard that right. 7-0. Forest's biggest win in Premier League history. Brighton's largest defeat since 1958. Incredible display by the Reds. I was very proud of them. So for any Forest fans out there, you Reds! If you're not a Forest fan, but you're just a fan of good football or the Premier League, I hope you got to see at least the highlights of that game. It was really something. Let's return to this game as the teams return to the field. Again, if you joined us late, Lakeland United in the all sky blue uniform going from right to left, and USF, obviously, in the all white uniform going from left to right. I think it's a USF throw-in to resume this first half of football. Ball goes all the way back to Jay in the USF goal. Again, rolling it out through his back line. With a heavy touch there, going to put themselves in danger. Jay just decides, let's get it away. And you have a clip and another free kick, I would have thought. But no, the referee decides that was a fair tackle. There's two players going in super strong. Unfortunately, the Lakeland United player is still on the floor. Might require some treatment. That was the definition of a 50-50 tackle. I think both players made contact with the ball first. Let's take another look at this. Certainly no malice. It may just be that the USF player had a lot more momentum, and on his follow through, either caught the Lakeland United player or just the sheer force of the tackle would have caused him to lose his footing. Either way, young man is back up on his feet. Delighted to see that. We have a full complement of 11 versus 11 again. Lakeland United in possession now. Being patient, just stroking the ball around. Trying to find some gaps. Trying to draw USF out. They're being very disciplined, though. Doing a good job of holding their position. The ball now, though, with Ramos, who we know is very, very dangerous. And he beats his man, and now he's looking to create some space, maybe for a shot or to set up a teammate. USF, though, doing a good job of snuffing out the threat. Ramos really needed to make a decision there. Either get a a shot off, catch the keeper off guard, or try and roll in a teammate. But the more he carried the ball, the more his options narrowed. USF doing a nice job defending him right on the edge of the box. Dangerous position. Had they jumped in, it could have been a free kick or even a penalty kick. They held their nerve, got the ball away, and now they are looking to attack down the left-hand side. That's exactly what you wanted to see from Ramos. Let's get a shot off. Wasn't the world's greatest shot, but it ultimately leads to a throw-in and USF maintaining possession. You know, I'm never going to be critical of a player who takes a shot, though, and the shot doesn't come off. You have to admire their willingness to try and get something on frame. Even if the shot isn't the greatest, it can take a deflection or find its way into the path of a teammate. So, you don't shoot, you don't score. You have to buy a lottery ticket to have any chance of winning the lottery, right? So, kudos to that. Lakeland now trying to break on the counter. Nice work from Jay in the USF goal. Ramos gets the ball under his feet, able to ultimately get it out. And now Lakeland can break down the right-hand side. Again, Jay, Johnny on the spot, does a nice job of gathering the ball up, rolling it out quickly to a teammate. USF with space down the left-hand side, but that pass wasn't all it could have been. And Lakeland are going to have the throw. Swung from right to left, looking for Ramos. Nice work from the USF defence. Headed clear, and then as the ball dropped to them again, very composed in making those connecting passes. So important out the back that you don't just panic and whiff the ball away. Otherwise you find yourself constantly out of possession. And that can get very, very tiring, just chasing the ball around. Although I'll say USF do a really nice job of holding their shape. And they tend to push as a unit. Players tend not to get isolated individually. That's making it difficult for Lakeland to find space in the USF midfield and defence. Very little in the way of holes between the lines. Structure from USF. Lakeland, though, working diligently in the middle of the park. Waiting for something to open up, trying to make something open up. And the ball again with Ramos down the left-hand side. Now he has 3 players on him. A mark of how dangerous he is. But the ball recycled back to Yalaf. Yalaf drops the ball into the middle of the USF defence. Cleared out. Lakeland, though, nice turn. Good possession here. The shot a little wayward. But as I mentioned earlier, you don't shoot, you don't score. So kudos for that. Nice possession from Lakeland, though. They seem to be getting a bit of a grip on the game now. Possession was very equal till about at the 17th, 18th, 19th minute mark. And Lakeland started to begin to dominate possession. And since that water break, doing a really good job of holding onto the ball and creating space. Have a tug on the shorts there, referee. Let's play go in favour of USF because they had the advantage at the time, which they ultimately lost. Good refereeing there. Nice pressure from Lakeland, causing USF to roll the ball all the way back to Jay in goal. He feeds the ball out the other side of the field. Again, look at the numbers here. Look where Lakeland United are. We have 6 players from Lakeland in the USF half. Trying to press as a group, trying to narrow down the outlets. Making it really hard. Jay to get the ball out of defence. He does a really good job on this occasion, though. But ultimately, USF turning the ball over. Nice passing from the USF goalkeeper. Bit of a tentative start from Lakeland United, but they definitely found their feet. I'd say they're probably the more dominant of the two teams right now, not just in terms of possession stats, but also where they're camped out. big chunk of time either in the middle of the park or in USF's defensive third. It's a very ambitious attempt at a shot from distance, but ultimately found its way back to Lakeland. Good work from USF though, good hustle. The referee decides it's a free kick. Away, being unceremoniously bundled to the floor. Again, Lakeland back in possession. Excellent turn down the right-hand side. Good cover, though, from USF. Smart play, allowing the ball just to run out of play. So 36 minutes in, the game remains 1-1. Goal early doors in the 8th minute from Poiraz from that free kick, that dangerous free kick for USF just outside the box. That put the visitors ahead. Lakeland United, though, equaling the score on the 18th minute. Barras dispatching after a USF defensive mistake. USF now trying to make headway down the left wing. They have an opportunity to get a ball in here. Nice little chip, and it's in! Goodness gracious! What improvisation! That was from absolutely out of nowhere. What a beautiful finish. The deftest of touches down the left-hand side. And I apologise. The player is about as far from us as you can possibly get, and during that build-up, it was impossible to see his jersey number. We will try and get you the goal scorer here as quickly as possible. Let's take another look now. See if our production team can maybe get us that information at half-time. Either way, that goal is worth watching time and again. What a wonderful finish. The creativity to consider even doing that. I was looking across the box thinking, you know what? That young man doesn't have much in the way of teammates to help him out. He's probably just going to have to hit and hope across the goalkeeper here. And if the goalkeeper spills it, maybe one of his teammates can pick up scraps. But no, he had other ideas. Outside of the foot, I'm assuming it was his less favoured foot. Given that he's a left winger, I'm assuming his strongest foot was his left. But the outside of his right foot, a beautifully chipped ball over Stutzman in the Lakeland United goal. That is not easy to do. I mean, you have to get that exactly right. There is little to no margin for error there. And that is as good a goal as you'll see this season. Can't even really criticise Stutzman in the Lakeland United goal for that. I wouldn't even say his position was wildly off. You just wouldn't anticipate that. And again, the execution of that goal had to be absolutely spot on. And it was. And it gave USF the lead in the 37th minute. Wonderful goal. Again, by hook or crook, we will get you the goal scorer at half-time. Might just have to watch the replay over a few times and see if we can determine who that was. Looking at our starting 11, the left wing is down as Jaden, number 10. So let's go with that for right now. I do want to make sure we give the right player their flowers for that goal, though. What a wonderful goal. Now Lakeland United trying to make headway down the left-hand side. Good defending from USF. Ball goes out for a throw-in. Well, we've seen 3 excellent goals so far in this first half. 3 completely different goals. A wonderfully struck free kick in the 8th minute by Poiraz for USF. A composed striker's finish from Farace for Lakeland United on the 18th minute. And then perhaps the pick of the bunch. A beautifully dispatched chip from the left-hand side by USF's number 10, Jaden. Ramos carrying the ball through the middle of the park again. Now makes his way into the middle of the box, trying to get on the end of something. Oh! Dropped by Jay in the USF goal, and it's going to lead to a corner. Could have been a lot worse, though. Didn't really gather that up. Pretty standard cross that comes in, but Jay slips it through his hands. I think it hits him on the head. Ultimately out for a corner. Lakeland trying to get back to even scores as quickly as possible. On the corner. Greatest corner. Comes in about waist height. USF able to clear pretty easily. But Lakeland back in possession. Going to create again. Again, good work from USF. The exception of that one error that led to the Lakeland goal, the USF defence has been pretty dogged today. Even on those occasions when they've been caught out of shape, they provided cover pretty quickly. Not making it easy for Lakeland United to carve them open.
Nossa, do futsal, Carnaval e campo. E aí,
One's a lot more routine. Ball bounces in front of Jay. And he gratefully gathers it up. So I'm pretty confident at this point that that second and go-ahead goal for USF was scored by number 10, Jaden. We'll 100% confirm that at halftime. We're going to see that goal time and again, I'm quite sure. I'm confident that our production team are as enamoured with that strike as I am. Absolute thing of beauty. For right now, though, USF looking to try and create something down the right-hand side. Lovely touch inside. Maybe an opportunity to get something on frame here, and they do! Absolutely on frame. It actually strikes the frame and peels away. I don't know if Stutzman got hands on that or not. Really nice work from USF. Wonderful footwork in the middle of the Lakeland United box. Look at this little touch there. It's a shot. It's hard to see if Stutzman got hands on it or not. I think perhaps he did. Pushing it up onto the crossbar. Dangerous look at goal from USF. Almost extending their lead to 3-1. And in the face, pretty innocuous, but it is going to be USF free kick. Koei's, it wasn't even, I'm not even going to put that on Koei. His hands were down. It seemed like the USF player was kind of in a tuck as he went to move and kind of tucked into Koei's hand. Either way, he was struck in the face by a hand. The referee gives a free kick. And Lakeland United, not able to defend it. I think it's going to be offside, though. Judging by the USF player's response. He immediately held his head. It was a wonderful finish. And deep free kick into the box. Oh, what a wonderful header. Stutzman doesn't even move, though. Perhaps he sees the flag early on. I suspect he did. Maybe he was just confident of his defensive line. Either way, it is not 3-1, but Lakeland United might be getting ready to make it 2-2. Good work from Jay. A full stretch. Great awareness from the USF goalkeeper. His defence needed in there to come to their rescue. I think it was Farace again. Rushing through the heart of the defence. He shrugs off his man. That touch just a little heavy. That was all that Jay in the USF goal needed. That was his licence to throw himself at Farace's feet. Full stretch. Gather that ball back in. This is a game of inches sometimes. Very, very close there. A wild shot from Lakeland, well over the bar. I think had Farace's second touch there not been quite so heavy, Jay may have hesitated going out to gather up that ball, and that could have been all the time that Lakeland number 9 needed to get his shot off. But he didn't. Jay gathered the ball up, and the game remains 2-1 in favour of USF, going into the final minute of the first half. USF doing a nice job of playing the ball out of the back. Oh, lovely ball into the channel. Stutzman, though, gathering it up. No real danger there. Love the early look. Always a fan of getting that cross in nice and early, and that's exactly what number 22, Aiden, did. USF. But there was just a little too much work for his teammates in the middle of the field. They couldn't get to the ball quite quickly enough. Stutzman was there first, gathers it up. A race now on the ball. Does a nice job of rolling it out to Ramos. Ramos again comes back inside. Great feet. But again, he's got 3 men around him as he seems to have had most of this half. USF have pegged him as a danger man. Made it really difficult for him to find space. Nice work from Vieira. And that's halftime. Well, a very exciting first half of football in, if you can believe it, a friendly match between Lakeland United and USF Soccer Club. These two teams have been going at it hammer and tongs like it's a cup final, and that's led to a very entertaining first 45 minutes here at Bryant Stadium in Lakeland, Florida. The Swans and the Bulls going toe-to-toe on the 8th minute. Poyraz for USF dispatching a wonderful free kick just outside the box. On the 18th minute, Faras level things up. Lakeland United, a striker's finish, passing the ball into the back of the net. Beyond Jay in the USF goal. And then on the 37th minute, probably the pick of the bunch, Jaden, number 10, USF, steaming down the left wing, defenders all around him, very little in the way of support, decides to try and dink Stutzman in the Lakeland goal with the outside of his right foot, an absolutely perfect chip that catches out the Lakeland United goalkeeper and nestles into the top corner. Both teams getting sights on goal. Beyond that, we just saw the opportunity for race had for Lakeland United. A little earlier than that, USF rattling the crossbar. There's certainly more goals to come in this game, you'd imagine, in the second half. But for right now, at halftime, it's Lakeland United 1, USF 2. We're going to take a short break, and we'll look forward to looking at some of the first half highlights and then rejoining the game here at the beginning of the second half.
Hell, you couldn't watch too. Bring on some air. Hell, you couldn't punch two. Ring Dawson. Hell, you couldn't punch two. Ring Dawson.
Now with the officials back on the field, the players beginning to rejoin them. We're getting ready for the second half of this friendly match between Lakeland United and USF Soccer Club. My name's Mark Turner. I'm your commentator today with the Veta Media team. Excited to bring you that first half. 3 excellent goals. 3 very different goals. Fantastic free kick, a real striker's finish, and then an audacious chip. USF scoring 2 of those 3 goals, leading the match as we get ready for the second half. Pretty evenly balanced, all things considered. Lakeland United perhaps having the bulk of the possession. Certainly finding themselves high up the field routinely, but a dogged USF defence. Not really granting them much in the way of space or time to create very many clear-cut opportunities on goal. USF working more on the counter-attack. Actually had a 3rd goal in the back of the net as well, a header that was disallowed for offside. Certainly a dangerous outfit if, as their opposition, you get caught high up the field and allow them to get in behind you. done a really good job with dead ball situations as well. I mentioned the free kick they scored from. The goal that was disallowed was actually a header off a free kick as well. And they had another one that was pretty dangerous earlier in the half also. So USF, compact at the back, dangerous on the counter, and tasty from a dead ball as well. Lakeland United though, like I said, good in possession, with a striker who knows his way to goal. So this game is far from over. Excited to bring you the second half here from Bryant Stadium in Lakeland, Florida. Referee just doing the head count. Jacob Stutzman, late to the party for Lakeland. He's a pretty important character, given that he's the goalkeeper. But with him absconded between the pipes, Jay in the USF goal ready to go. We are... But to say we are underway. Referee's still not quite happy. Now he is. Whistle goes. USF kick us off. USF in the all-white uniform, going from right to left on your screen. The hosts, Lakeland United, in the all-blue uniform, obviously going from left to right on your screen. Oof. Heavy hip check. I wonder if that was bad timing or if that was in response to the nifty little move that happened moments earlier. And great footwork from the USF player caused one of the Lakeland United players to end up on their rear. Sometimes players take umbrage with that. Long ball down the left-hand side. Ball into the box, gets deflected away, I think, for a corner. Well, the referee had his hand angled toward the corner flag for a moment there, but then as he brought his body around, his hand was pointing toward for a goal kick, and it is a goal kick. Nice work down the left-hand side from Lucas, but he wasn't able to get his cross in the box. USF, though, starting brightly. Good possession already, and again, it's a ball down the left-hand side. This is a dangerous area for them. It's Peyton. Trying to get his cross in. Earns his team a throw-in the process. Despite being 2-1 up, USF not resting on their laurels. Coming out hot here at the beginning of the second half. Arcee swinging the ball into... Oh, nice header from Lakeland United. That was important. Otherwise, Farsi had put one of his teammates in behind the Lakeland defence. Ball pitched out quickly from Stutzman. Down the right-hand side. Oh, excellent interception from USF. And now they have numbers over. And this could be dangerous. Ball goes out to Lucas, who pops it inside. Not the best ball to a teammate. Oh, some improvisation there from Lakeland United. And then a heavy touch, giving the ball away. That'll frustrate the coach, because it was excellent play up till that point, and it's giving USF a chance again to turn the ball over. Could be a penalty kick. If contact was made, it would have to be a penalty kick. And the referee, I think, is adjudged that it is. Nice work from the USF striker, skipping around the on-rushing Stutzman. It's hard to see from this angle if Stutzman made contact or not, but the referee, of course, is a lot closer to the play. Determines that, yes, the Lakeland United goalkeeper did make contact with the USF striker. In the process, giving away a penalty kick. Stutzman's not happy with it. Complaining both to the referee and the linesman. And actually, the referee is going over to the linesman. I don't know if the linesman has a bit of additional information. I mean, I mentioned the referee was closer than us. The linesman was closer than any of us. Again, it's hard to see that there's contact there. I don't want to ungenerously suggest that the USF striker bought that. Well, if he did buy it, I hope he kept the receipt, because it looks like the referee has waved away the penalty kick. Jacob Stutzman in the Lakeland United goal has been issued a stay of execution. Good for him. I mean, if it was a dive, then good job from the linesman and the referee getting their heads together and determining what exactly happened there. I might be in danger here of making some of our listeners a little unhappy to suggest that if, as a player, you dive in that situation, if no contact was made, and you dive and try and sell that to the referee, then you really should get a card. That's considered simulation. And the referee should take steps to ensure that that's neither rewarded, which it wasn't. Penalty kick was obviously called back, but also discouraged moving forwards. You really don't want to see that out on the field of play. USF's trying to sweep the ball to the far side. If you can't vault the goalkeeper and then reconnect with the ball and get a shot off, well, that's too bad, really. I have absolutely no problem with the USF player not being able to get to the ball. But largely that was because Stutzman came out and made it difficult for him and it gave him something to think about. Clumsy there in the middle of midfield from Lakeland United. The referee says play on, advantage USF. USF now breaking down the right-hand side, some really good footwork. Can they deliver a ball into the box? They can. It's not the best, though. Again, nice improvisation from Lakeland United. Defender crouching to take it off his chest. So yeah, I don't want to harp on about that, but if Stutzman came out there and made it where the striker couldn't get his shot off, then good work to Stutzman. And if the player who was on rushing and threw himself to the ground, the referee really needs to address that situation. Either way, though, I'm sure Stutzman will just be delighted that the penalty kick wasn't awarded. The game remains 2-1 in favour of USF. Linesman helping out the referee, showing the Lakeland United wall where 10 yards is. USF delivering a ball into the box. Excellent second header! Great instincts! It looks like from De Vries, number 20 I think it was. He had no right to get there. I think the initial header was a Lakeland United defender. I was about to say good defending from Lakeland United, but as the ball span up, you know, I'm not sure who got first contact, but De Vries definitely got second contact. To be fair to Stutzman, he was rather blocked out by one of his own defenders. Made it hard for the Lakeland United goalkeeper to come claim that. De Vries, though, very bravely and very smartly spotting the opportunity and getting important contact with the ball to divert it into the back of the Lakeland United goal. Well, Stutzman, as I mentioned earlier, a stay of execution. He did not have to face a penalty kick, but he has now conceded the third goal of the evening. Andy De Vries, number 20, the USF, and it may get worse for Lakeland. USF breaking through again, and there's number 4. 2 goals in quick succession. It's a mistake in the Lakeland United defence, but there was no mistake in the finish. I think that may have been Lucas. Confirm that for you here in just a moment. No, it was number 22, which is Aiden. And I think I'm right in saying that Aiden scored the header in the first half that was called back for offside. So denied in the first half, not in the second. Aiden notching USF's 4th goal of the match. Giving them a dominating lead over Lakeland United. USF really turning it on in the last few minutes. Ball into the back post. Headed back across the goal. I'm not sure if that was a header for the back post. Excuse me, for the near post, from the back post, or if he was trying to divert that ball across to a teammate. His number 11, Peyton. I suspect he was trying to head the ball into that far corner. Got just a little too much air on it. USF, though, in the last few minutes, goodness gracious, have they turned it on. An opportunistic goal from Andy de Vries, reacting quickest. A ball that kind of popped up in the middle of the Lakeland United defence. And then Aiden making the most of a slip and a defensive mistake. The second, really, for Lakeland United this game. And you have to say that USF have been absolutely clinical where those mistakes have happened in the Lakeland United defence. And there haven't been very many of them. USF haven't hesitated to pull the trigger. Wonderful finish. Number 22, Aiden. USF's fourth goal of the match. Well, this University of Southern Florida men's soccer program, they are no mugs. Great pedigree. One of the most successful sports teams at USF, this men's soccer team. Share some of their accolades with you here in just a moment, but for right now, Lakeland United with a free kick. A dangerous position, probably a little too far for a shot on goal. Not impossible, but certainly from this range you can deliver a good ball into the box. Goes for the shot instead, and that's harmlessly over the bar. So this Bulls team from Tampa, from Southern Florida, have reached the NCAA tournament 23 times in the Elite Eight, 3 of those occasions. So this is a very good program, and a good program over time as well. This past season in the AAC, they made it all the way to the semi-finals, losing to Charlotte. Just there's no shame in that. Another university with a fantastic soccer program, both on the men's and women's side of the house. After a very strong season, they had 4 players named to the CSC Academic All-District team. Let's give flowers to Faith, to Hagen, to Kostansek, and to Thompson Jr., making that CSC Academic All-District team. So another strong season. And you can see why, based on this performance today. Again, Lakeland United, no slouches. Very strong United Premier soccer team, and they've done well today. They haven't been far off it. Probably haven't made the most of their chances. USF, though, as I mentioned earlier, clinical, and the opportunities have presented themselves. And even when they haven't, that second goal from Jaden, absolutely out of nowhere, a work of art. Long shot from Lakeland. Troubling Jay in the USF goal. I'd suggest both teams equally physical, both teams highly technical, both teams very capable. But USF really making the most of the opportunities that they have crafted or have been gifted to them. And you have to say, on balance, worthy leaders. As we go into our mark here, 4-1 to the good. Lakeland now running back toward their own goal, which they hate to do, and almost off the ball up again to USF. Recovery, though, at the last minute. This game isn't over. If Lakeland can maybe get 1 or 2 goals themselves in quick succession, the result could be in the balance. For right now, though, USF not interested in Lakeland United getting back into the game. Good work down the left-hand side. Not the greatest cross-in from Peyton. But USF have earned themselves a free kick on the far right-hand side, and this is very similar territory to where they scored their very first goal through Poyraz. I don't know if Poyraz is still on the field or not. Number 19. It might be him standing over the ball. I suspect, though, that this is a squad with more than one player that can dispatch a free kick from this distance. There are 3 players around it, now 2, all interested in this free kick. Again, a dummy, and then a shot around the wall, pushed away well by Stutzman. Wasn't really hit with venom. That was more flair than it was ferocity. Again, similar to the free kick in the first half, a bit of a dummy. Ending the ball around the wall this time rather than in a gap through it. But we may have a... Do we have a goal here? You see in that replay, we may have... we had a corner that immediately followed that free kick. Stutzman pushing the ball out for a corner. And I think we may have a second... We may have a 5th goal here. Let's have a look. So here's the corner. Dropped into number 23. And I'm not quite sure what happened there. The ball flashed through the defence. All the way through the Lakeland United defence, untroubled. There's number 23, Farsi, who you have to imagine was just putting the ball in the mixer, trying to put it in where it was dangerous, expecting one of his teammates to challenge for it. Nobody challenged for it. Stutzman was rooted. And the next thing you know, USF are 5-1 to the good. Farsi almost looking a little apologetic. His teammates come and congratulate him for that strike. Again, I really don't think that was a strike on goal. But either way, it found the back of the net, so who the heck cares? So as we head into the last 30 minutes, Lakeland United won with a goal in the 18th minute. Farsi, that was preceded in the 8th minute. Free kick from Poyraz gave USF the lead. And since then, it's been all USF. They scored again on the 37th minute through Jaden, a wonderful chip from the left-hand side. And in the second half, it has been one-way traffic, with USF scoring 3 goals in the last 10 minutes. On the 51st minute, De Vries. On the 53rd minute, Aiden. And as you just saw a moment or two ago, on the 60th minute, Farsi. Lovely flick. Is he going to be offside? Yes, he is. Nice improvisation from USF, but was pretty confident that there was an offside coming there. Poyraz trying to set Lucas away. So without being unkind to Lakeland United, you have to imagine that this game is over as a contest. But this is a friendly match, so Lakeland United are still going to want to get things out this last 30 minutes. Ideally, a few more goals. Certainly to work on their play, perhaps to introduce some players who haven't seen as many minutes this season. Maybe the coaching staff have 1 or 2 things that they want to introduce into this last half an hour. Make use of the remaining time. As a contest, you have to imagine that USF have done enough to secure the victory here today. For right now, though, it's Lakeland United. Free kick from the left-hand side. Step over. Ball drifted into the back post. Nice work from USF, heading it away. Trying to get on the follow-up, but Lakeland United getting the better of it. May have an opportunity to get sight on goal. Not on this occasion, though. USF, well, I'm about to say mopped up, but Lakeland United back in possession again. Shot blocked, taking all the sting out of it. Work from Jay in the USF goal, just eating away a few more seconds, which he's entitled to do with his team 4 goals to the good. Poyraz trying to get on the end of that kick. Lakeland United now working the ball around the back. As I mentioned earlier, the USF defence has been absolutely resolute. Very, very difficult to pick spaces out between them. And as we see there again, and that's really what's made the difference here today. I mentioned Lakeland United's defence have made a couple of mistakes, and they have, and USF have punished them. Good through ball there, though. Well work from Stutzman. He was alert to the danger. Biggest difference has been that USF's defence has been absolutely belligerent. They have not allowed Lakeland United hardly a sight on goal. Where their shape's been off or where they have been beaten at the first man, they've done such a nice job of providing cover, throwing their body in front of the ball. Really, Jay in the USF goal hasn't had a whole heck of a lot to do. Stutzman certainly has been the busier of the two goalkeepers. Are there more goals in this game yet? I'm going to speculate yes, very probably. Are any of them Lakeland United? Well, let's see if they can do something here. Wonderful ball out on the right-hand side, but not the best control. Oh, taps it back inside. How on earth he was able to do that? I have no idea. That was balletic. USF now on the attack. It's getting end-to-end. Both teams getting a little stretched as the game wears on and tiredness sets in. Might see spaces start to open up in both defences. I don't suppose it much matters, given that this is a friendly. Every player wants to score now. The coaches are going to want to see discipline, and they're going to want to see teams execute the things that they've been working on. The players individually, however, well, they're all going to want to score, or at least be involved in their next goal. I mentioned Lakeland United, of the United Premier Soccer League, with an all-Brazilian coaching staff. Pretty heavy Brazilian contingent on the roster too. That's pretty obvious when you watch them play. Again, a highly technical team. I won't go so far as to say that they've been bullied today by USF, but it's been hard for Lakeland United to really get into their technical rhythm. It's probably been more of a physical game than they're used to in the league. Well, there's some physicality for you right there. Lakeland United dishing it out on this occasion. Rio not willing to let USF settle on the ball. USF, though, maintain possession, so the referee waves on. Mentioned earlier, the pedigree that USF have. Lakeland United are holders of 2 championships, so they know their way around competitive and post-season soccer as well. Really good program here in Central Florida. Today, though, not quite able to get up to speed. USF getting a chokehold in this game in the second half. With a little over 20 minutes to go. I'd expect to see a few more subs here soon. Fresh legs and the opportunity for some other players to get a few minutes. Lakeland United now. Good ball out to the left-hand side. Trying to support in numbers. 2 players in the box and another couple of arriving, but he may not need them. Nice work. Goes down for the free kick. The referee awards it. Really good work from Nogueira. Hippie towing past 2 or 3 players and ultimately being knocked to the floor unceremoniously. Looks like they might be placing the free kick a little further back from where the actual infringement was. Nice try, gents. The reason they'd be doing that is because it gives them more distance to get the ball up and down again over the wall. So it's actually more beneficial to have that ball back an extra few yards. Referee, though, having none of it, tells him to place the ball where he saw the infringement. So now, rather than going up and over the wall, I suspect Lakeland are probably going to try and go either around or through it. I think it might be Nogueira who won the free kick that takes it. And he did try and go up and over. That was a big ask. I think I'd rather have seen him just get his laces through the ball. Lash it to that back post. See if you can catch a deflection along the way. So, just as in the first half, we now have a quick break in the second half. Allow players to get fluids on board during these hot and humid conditions. It's almost 80 degrees here, if you can believe that, on the 2nd of February. That's Florida for you. So, quick recap of the scoring so far. USF opening the scoring on the 8th minute with Poiraz, free kick just from the edge of the box. On the 18th minute, Lakeland United equalised through Fares. Composed strike after connecting with the ball through the centre of the box. On the 37th minute, USF taking the lead once again through Jaden. And a deft chip on the left wing. And then in the second period, it's all USF. Goals in quick succession, 3 of them within a 10-minute spell. On the 51st minute, Andy DeVries. On the 53rd minute, Aiden. And then on the 60th minute, perhaps the strangest goal of the day so far. Barcy picking the ball up on the far right-hand side, drilling it into the box in anticipation of one of his teammates connecting with it. Nobody did. The entire defence watched it fly past them, and Stutzman in the Lakeland United goal into the far netting. That was goal number 5. USF dominant in this second half, really putting the game to bed.
Eu fui o último em todas as provas. Que é isso? Dava vida então fazendo. Dava vida, né? Não, mas eu. Pô, queria acertar, né? Vai ter 18 anos. Entendeu? Eu dou a vida em tudo que eu faço.
Mas tipo, se tu tá no primeiro ano, segundo, e não tira uma nota.
Well, the officials resuming their positions. The players should be taken to the field here in just a moment or two. The remaining 20 minutes of this friendly contest.
Não, tem depende da faculdade particular. Isso aí é de público. É, né? Tu queria fazer o quê? Eu ia fazer economia no Brasil. E aí o que foi que mudou? Nada, eu fazer o que você veio aqui. Sei lá, alguém leva o Kaique pra igreja pra gente dar risada lá, nesse carro. Alguém leva o Kaique. É muito fofinho. É, ele é gente fina, ele é evangélico. É, o tava.
Não, ele tá ali dentro. Ele tá chegando. Ele chegou uma pressão pra ele. O Hulk perguntou onde estava, ele falou. Não, o Hulk perguntou onde estava.
Imagina, cara, chegar e usar a cara de 5.
Não, ele chegou no intervalo. Vou colocar o que ele tem. Eu não lembro.
Que é isso, cara? Tu é maluco, cara? Tu é maluco.
Não quero, não lembro.
Cara doente, ó,
Pô,
mano.
mas
Cara
eu só não lembro o carro, cara.
autista. Especial.
Sempre tem bem? Só não lembro o carro.
A ponta aí, vai, aquele branco lá.
Ah, aquele lá, ó.
Primeiro em física,
Aquele
no
lá.
primeiro ano que eu no terceiro.
Não,
No terceiro não tem porra nenhuma.
Aquele branco lá de carro. É esse aqui?
Lá de cara, não? Aqui, ó. Calma, está primeiro preso. É o da polícia, né?
Qual a melhor? Qual a melhor?
Eu acho que é 21.
Deve
22. Mal demais.
Ô, nós somos 120. Assim, tem uma bola.
Ciência da natureza, você é um lixo. Você era horrível. A terceira não é tão diferente.
Okay. 5-minute break concluded.
É, realmente, tu não nasceu pra fazer economia.
Everyone heads back to the field.
Só é porque eu não estudei física, química nem biologia. Não, mas deixa eu ver economia e matemática.
So there should be about, I'm not sure if the officials are stopping the clock or just allowing it to run and playing what's left on the clock. If it's the former, then there should be about 20 minutes left to play. It's the latter, as you can see from the clock in the top right hand side of your screen, is a little less than 15 minutes left to play, plus stoppages in either instance, of course. So we have either 15 or 20 plus minutes to go. As I mentioned just a few minutes ago, the game essentially over as a contest. USF with a dominant lead, 5-1 over Lakeland United. But we have seen some great soccer this afternoon, and we've seen some outstanding goals as well. So regardless of how this finishes on the scoreboard, hopefully still some entertainment yet to go. USF starting us again after the water break. Playing them all out to the right-hand side. Excellent work from Lakeland. Closing down the space. Ball goes back to USF. Again, good work from Lakeland. This feels like almost like American football. USF making their way upfield a few yards at a time. Nice play from Lakeland, who was there momentarily. Good job of playing the ball out the back. Till they got dispossessed. I have to say, I'm very impressed by both of these teams, just how quickly they closed down. Here we are going into the 78th minute. Neither team is giving either any time on the ball. The minute a player has the ball at their feet from a throw-in or an open play, they're immediately closed down by one, if not multiple players. This late in the game, that's really impressive. Again, particularly during a friendly match. There's nothing on the line here, but both teams still giving it their all. You really have to applaud that. Lakeland United swing the free kick down the left wing. Numbers coming up to support. There's a good ball to the edge of the box. And a shot doesn't really test Jay. I wanted to play that ball over just one more. I think Munoz was better positioned maybe for a shot, but it's another shot on frame. And again, as we said earlier in the match, you don't shoot, you don't score. We just lost a shin guard there. That's the least of Lakeland's worries, though. They are on the attack once more. Oh, a sloppy pass. Now USF in possession. Oh, nice footwork. And the ball now coming into the middle of the park. USF have the opportunity here to build. But instead, Lakeland win possession back. Swinging the ball out to the far side. USF back in possession. Trying to find space down the right wing. Good work from Lakeland. Just rolling the ball back to Stutzman, who's going to play the ball out the other side.
Puta, cá. Vai bolinha, agora leva.
Vai pra dentro, João. Vai pra dentro. Isso, garoto. Mais uma.
Solta, agora solta.
Nice footwork from Storayo.
Agora dá pra ter highlight.
Ball now swung out to the left, a little too hard. Although I think the surface had something to do with that, as I speculated earlier. Bounces on turf fields are unforgiving. A ball bounces on grass, the chances are that the cushioning just brings a little mustard off that pass, but on turf it's going to bounce and spin all day long. Great tackle. Referee having a word with the Lakeland United player. Going to be a USF free kick. Not sure if that's a card or not. The referee's doing something there. May have been a card. If it is, I think it's the only one of the game. Again, it's a friendly, so referees aren't going to get too card happy. There have probably been a couple of instances today when, had it been a competitive game, a league game or a cup game, cards may have come out. It's not been a dirty match by any stretch of the imagination, but I think in a friendly match there's a tendency for the referee just to leave the cards in his pocket. When was the last time you saw a cardless game? The answer might be today. Good work from Lakeland. USF trying to build. But Lakeland getting a foot in, breaking up the play. Giving the ball back to USF. Last 10 minutes of the match and extra time. Visitors, USF from the University of South Florida in Tampa, leading 5-1 here over hosts Lakeland United. And now they're on the attack again down the right-hand side. Good numbers in the box. Oh, and a trip, and it just outside the box. The referee says nothing. Actually, it looked like there was contact there. I'm not quite sure why the USF player would go down there if there wasn't contact. See that one again if we get an opportunity to. The linesman, though, and the referee, both a lot closer to the play than I am, so... to trust the officials. Ooh, heavy touch. They give Lakeland an opportunity to win the ball back in a dangerous position. But again, turf is not their friend. Now, I'm certain that if you kick a ball from one end of a turf field, it's going to roll perpetually until it runs out of turf. Just seems to be the way. We may have some subs coming on now, at least the one. Fresh legs for USF. Welcome to the match, young man. May have made a couple of subs, actually. Well, the game's gone a little bit flat since the water break. Nice shot from USF, though, just narrowly wide. I don't know if a Stutzman got hands on that or not. It was very well struck. He's number 8, I think. USF. Daniel Mishi. He got all of that. Nice bend as well. Certainly dangerous enough for Stutzman to have to dive. He was concerned it might be goal bound. Obviously got hands on it. As the corner comes in, Stutzman gets his hands on, palms it away. Now Lakeland looking to get on the counter. Not really got the numbers for it. USF able to get back in position.
Eu nem gostei, eu nem gosto igual. Você gosta? Jota.
Another pretty significant difference in this contest here today is that Lakeland haven't had much in the way of offensive threat. What I mean by that is they've made their way up the field well as a team and got numbers into dangerous areas. In terms of players who individually have been able to create things, obviously we saw a great finish from Farace, and Farace almost scored again late in the first half. We saw flashes from Bernardo Ramos early on. Ramos has since been withdrawn. With the best player, Lakeland United, at least technically, and he was willing to run at players. But beyond those two players, not really much in terms of offensive threat by individual. USF, on the other hand, have had several players who have showed up today. Really proved to be a constant thorn in Lakeland United's side. And I'm not sure, with this being a friendly match, what the depth of the teams are today. I don't commentate on these two teams. Well, I've never commentated on USF, but I don't commentate on these two teams enough to really have a sense of, were their starting 11s as strong as they could possibly be? Do they have deep, strong benches? Or are these mainly second-string players? And I say that with all due respect to these players on the fringes who are learning their trade, who are fighting for minutes and trying to demonstrate they should be more actively involved in the first 11. So in not knowing that, it's hard to say whether or not Lakeland United, or indeed USF, have all of their strongest attacking players out here today. Certainly the ones that are out there, USF have made more of them, and they're on the attack again down the right-hand side. Oh, good work there, good stutter step. Ball comes into the box, Stutzman tries to get on it, but he gets hammered into the roof of the net. It's a nice finish by number 18, Raya, but all of the flowers there have to go to the right winger. I'm going to try and get you the number of that player here in a second. I mean, roof of the net, Stutzman no chance. Once the ball got past him, and that was all the quality of the cross. Once the ball had gone past him, it was a simple finish. It's one of my favourite moves in football, that little stutter step. And a winger faces up a defender and stops to flatten the defender out. Just have their weight be on both feet and have them be, this is going to sound strange, but have them be so balanced as to their disadvantage. They're not leaning one way or another. They don't have any momentum. The winger has flattened them out, and then all of a sudden the winger accelerates. If they can get that move right, it can be devastating. It can create yards of space and the opportunity either to get a shot on goal or a cross into the box. That's exactly what happened there. The cross was of the highest quality. The finish relatively simple. But Raya had to be there, and he was. There was a resounding finish into the roof of the net. 6-1, USF over Lakeland United. USF in possession again. Well, I mentioned the game had gone flat, and indeed it had since the water break. That might spark things up. Nice work from Jaden. Getting the ball out to Reese. Reese tucks the ball into the middle. A little bit of chaos in the middle of the park. I don't think anyone was expecting De Vries to be able to get the ball into the box there. It looked like he'd run out of field. Somehow he managed to squeeze that in. And again, I think there's another example of the difference between the two teams. Oh, good shot there and good hands from Stutzman again. Apologies, we came to that move late off the replay. USF not giving us any respite. USF, come on now, tug the reins. Give us a chance to keep up. The long shot, number 16. That's what we call a grass cutter. Stutzman dropping quickly though, palming away the shot from Alex. I'll come back to my earlier observation in a second. Well blocked by the defence. I was about to say, again, another distinguishing factor with USF has been their willingness to get in front of their markers. We saw it earlier with the De Vries goal. where he got to a header he had no right to get to. Raya on the last goal, I mean, as I mentioned, the goal was really all about the cross, but still, Raya found space and got ahead of his man so that he could get on the end of that cross and tap it in. And just there, we saw De Vries again down the left-hand side, centering the ball, and an incoming striker nipping in front of his marker. USF are so good at doing that. Whenever they're in the offensive third, they really get on their toes. No one's flat-footed, and they're anticipating everything. And that, I think, has been a key difference between them and Lakeland United today. Free kick for USF. And I think we have a player asking for a card. I absolutely understand why the player's frustrated there. You may have a card, but here we do. It looks like it's our first card of the game. We are into the 90th minute. That would be a good pub quiz question. Which game this season in Florida saw two teams contest a match that had no cards until the final minute of regulation? But I was going on to say, I do not like seeing players ask for cards. It's just unnecessary. Let the officials do their job. Ball into the box. Great touch from Stutzman. You know, it's going to sound, again, ludicrous to say this, but I have been so impressed with Stutzman. He's a goalkeeper on a team that have conceded 6 goals, and yet I think he's had, by and large, an outstanding game. I mean, he's really been at fault for none of the goals. Racking my brain here, trying to remember each and every one of them, but I really don't think he's been at fault for any of the goals. I mean, could he have perhaps done a little better on a couple of them? Maybe. But he hasn't dropped any clangers, his positional sense has been pretty good, and his athleticism has been top drawer. Might be tested here again. Nope, deflection, I think. And the referee's blowing full time. I think had it been a competitive match, it might have been another couple of minutes on the clock, but with it being a friendly and with the game really being long over as a contest, our referee brings this match to a close. A highly entertaining friendly match between United Premier Soccer leads Lakeland United and the University of South Florida. Here we're seeing the pick of the bunch. I know our production team liked that goal every bit as much as I did. That was absolutely glorious from number 10, Jaden, for USF. That is a definition of improvisation and some wicked execution. It was one of only 6 goals there. We see De Vries again getting ahead of his man, anticipating where the ball might drop. Aiden thrashing the ball into the back of the net after capitalising on a Lakeland United defensive mistake. Then Farsi drilling the ball through the centre of the Lakeland defence. Nobody connecting with it, friend nor foe. Instead, the ball just ends up nestled in the back of the net, much to Stutzman's frustration. And Ria rounds out scoring, putting on the end of a wonderful cross, drilling the ball into the roof of the net. Despite the game being fairly even-handed in the first half, USF 3-1 up at the break. It still looked very much like a contest, but second half, the Bulls turned it on. Quite frankly, sank the Swans. Wonderful performance by USF, a spirited performance by Lakeland United. A clear winning victory to the team from Tampa. It's been a pleasure covering this game this afternoon. I am your commentator, Mark Turner, working with the Veta Media team. Thank you so much to our production team. Did a wonderful job today. Thank you to Lakeland United and UFC for an entertaining match. Look forward to catching you on the next game. Good afternoon.